to go ahead in the next elections that we're going to have on July the 1st.
Elections that I think you're voting in, by the way, since you're a dual citizen.
I am.
But can we disagree on this point?
Sure.
That a country that exterminated its black population, that is run exclusively by white people, that had a caste system based on blood until pretty recently, probably shouldn't be calling us racist. Can we let's take that out of the equation. This is an economic argument about who benefits from migration. It's not really about race.
I don't think so. No, Tucker. I think we should criticize both countries. If there's discrimination in Mexico, and there's a lot of discrimination, we have to say that. But when we have a president like President Trump, who's made racist statements, who clearly wants to make America white again by bringing.
Come on. This is look.
When he said when he said that he wants to bring immigrants from Norway and not from Haiti and from Africa, don't you think that's a racist statement from the White House?
Literally,
so
something
we have to
like
criticize that.
85% of our immigrants are non-white. It's not a question of white or non-white. It's a question of whether Mexico gets to use the United States as its welfare system. By the way, there were two black Mexicans just deported from Mexico because they were black to countries they'd never been to. That's what it's like to be African-American in Mexico. Good luck with that. So let's just stop with the race stuff.
There's a lot of racism in Mexico. There's a lot of racism in Mexico. But immigration is simply a matter of supply and demand. And we have to understand it's an economic phenomenon, not only political.
I totally agree with that. So let's drop the moral cudgel of race so we can have a rational adult conversation about this rather than muddying it with this college student nonsense about identity politics.
So it sounds like Tucker is trying to get this gentleman on the right track of what questions Tucker's trying to ask him. And Tucker says that a country that exterminated all blacks from their population has no position to be calling the United States racist. So the gentleman goes into saying something that Trump said that some people thought was racist. And of course, they always fall back on that, right? They always fall back on it's Trump's fault. That's what I got when he started mentioning Trump's quote or whatever he said. But then Tucker says it's not a question about white versus non-white. The question is that he's trying to get this gentleman to answer. It's about whether Mexico gets to use the United States as a welfare system. That's the true question. And so the gentleman goes into replying or answering and says, well, it's a case of supply and demand. It's an economic phenomenon. So they both end the interview part that we saw agreeing that is true, and that is the point of the conversation of what they're talking about. So it sounds like Tucker was able to kind of get him around to just answering the question, which was pretty cool.